Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This video is the last 3 weeks of my wax empties. And I also have some Bath & Body Works soaps and some Wallflowers to talk about here and a candle. So this date span is from October 29th to yesterday, which was November 18th. I have a good bit of wax to get through here. In fact, this nice little pile right here filled with lots of goodies. And I have some scoops and some other things, and then I have some soaps. So this is already going to be a long video. Should have brought my water in here, but I didn't, and that's okay. But sit back, relax, and here's some empties. So I think I am going to do the Bath & Body Works stuff first. I have recently said that I am divorcing Bath & Body Works. I would like to say that I mean that in the candle department. I will periodically buy soaps from there and select Wallflowers. Not all Wallflowers perform well for me. There are some that are standouts. So what I'm currently doing is I haven't shopped at Bath & Body Works at all this year, except for a time I went for my mom to get her some stuff for her birthday. I kept a few soaps for myself, but I didn't go there with the intention of shopping on my own, so I'm not counting it. When I use all the soaps I have stockpiled, same with Wallflowers, I will reevaluate how I feel, and I might go back and buy more, and I might not. So, but until then, I'm going to continue reviewing these soaps because I've been a customer of Bath & Body Works for 20 plus years, like a lot of us have, and I am enjoying what I have, but I'm just not happy with their candles. I love the scents on cold, but a lot of them, they just don't perform for me, at least the ones from the last couple of years onward. Some of my older ones in my collection are good for the most part. I do have a good bit of candles, and I'm working on. Yes, I'm working on those too. So let's go ahead and jump right into soaps. I have 7 soaps here and some Wallflowers, and then I'll go into the wax, the good part. So this first one I want to talk about, this is Wicked Apple. This is one, I think I got this last year or maybe the year prior to. This was disgusting. When I first bought this and smelled it, I thought it was similar, not to Cider Lane, but in the family of Cider Lane, because the notes of this are ghostly green apple, creepy caramel drizzle, and vicious vanilla bean. So the year that this came out, I actually bought this in the candle too, because when I smelled it, I thought, oh, it smells like Cider Lane-ish. Not Cider Lane, but Cider Lane-ish. However, the candle is better than the soap. Smelling this on cold here, it smells like green apples. So the green apple part here is correct. I'm getting no caramel whatsoever, and I don't think the scent came back, honestly. And not only that, if I remember correctly, a lot of people in the that review Bath & Body Works products and people in Facebook groups and such say that this smells like celery. And the candle does too. I personally don't get celery. However, I will say when this is sudsed up on the hands and washing, it is kind of putrid to me. I know I reserve putrid for how my husband describes some wax he doesn't like, but this is disgusting to me. I worked about half of the bottle down, and then, because I didn't want to waste it. I don't like to waste things. But I couldn't do it. So I just poured it down the drain, and here it is. This is I'll give it a 2 out of a 5 because it does have a good green apple scent, but there's just something funky with it, with the other crap that's in here. So this is terrible to me. It's the truth. Okay, next let's go with a classic. This is Leaves. I believe this is from this year, this design, this somewhat, I don't want to call this a faceted bottle, so they have the different facets on, some of their collections. This is Leaves. This is, let's see what it says, crisp apple, golden nectar, and warm cloves. But Leaves is a scent, it's been around forever. I think this was one of their original fall blends. I don't know who developed this, but this is one I will always have. I have probably 4 or 5 more Leaves soaps. It seems to be the first one that sells out every fall season in the soap department, from my experience. But when I was shopping for my mom, her birthday is in August. They already had some fall stuff out, so I did grab a good bit of fall stuff. So this is Leaves. If you've been around for a while in a Bath & Body Works shopper, you've probably smelled this. So not only that, it's kind of tough to describe it other than it's a rich apple with spices, but it's not cinnamon. It's clove with a little bit of something extra. That's the best way I can describe that. Next one is another Halloween one. This is Perfect Pumpkin. This was from this year too. I got this because of my cat, and there's a cat on there. I use this one in my kitchen. This used to be Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, but I don't think it is anymore. It's a little bit less cinnamony to my nose. The notes on the back here, it's similar though. It's carved pumpkin, spooky cinnamon, and moonlight vanilla. And that's basically what Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin is. But when I'm smelling this and using this, it doesn't have what Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin did to my nose. But I liked this. I would buy this again. It's similar to Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, which is another OG fall blend from Bath & Body Works. So there's that one. The next one here is Afternoon Apple Picking. I've had this several times, and frankly, I don't know why I bought this one again. I meant to give this one to my mom, but after using it, I'm like, I've had this one before, and it was just okay to me. This is Crisp Apple, Succulent Pear, and Cinnamon. So this one, it's not bad. It's just a kind of a basic apple scent. My mom is, she's not all into strong stuff anymore, although she does like a few flowers. My mom does like peonies, and she likes lilac. She does like heavy florals sometimes, but sometimes fragrances also bother her. So apple's pretty safe for her, and I meant to give this to her, but like I said, this is just basically cinnamon apple, which is nothing really special. It's a crisp apple. Okay, next is White Pumpkin. This one I've had a few years. This is White Pumpkin. I just finished this one up a few days ago. This is gingered white pumpkin, caramel glaze, and warm spices. I love White Pumpkin, although I will say I have had the soap before, and I like it. I always buy the foaming because my husband likes the foaming. And sometimes I feel I have the next one here, the gel, you fly through it quickly, whereas this you can stretch out a little bit longer. I like the gel version of this scent better than this foaming, honestly. I love the candle. White Pumpkin's one of my favorite scents. It's not bakery pumpkin, it's a spicy pumpkin, but I like that. You know, it's just something I prefer. I don't always, because pumpkin spice and I aren't friends all the time. I like this for the aesthetic also. This was a gray colored soap inside, so I do like the little birds on there and pumpkins, and I like that neutrality on there. Two more soaps here. This is Fall Festival. This is one from this season. It's funny, I used most of the soaps I kept. I gave my mom the rest, and I used the soaps that I kept. But this one here, this did not have this nozzle on the top. This actually came with either a red or an orange nozzle. This was from a soap that I used, and I think I just honestly threw the bottle away. I don't remember where it is. But this was broke, and I didn't feel like going back and going through that hassle of exchanging it, so I just swapped the nozzle. This is Fall Festival. The notes of this, I think this is new. If it isn't, I haven't seen this before. This is fresh pumpkin, spiced cinnamon, and sweet maple almond butter. This was very poor to me. Not poor as in it smells terrible, but poor as in weak. There wasn't much to this. It's very creamy with a hint of spice, lightly spiced. I use this downstairs in my kitchen because this is the gel. And sometimes when I'm really cooking with onions and garlic and stuff, I like to have a nice heft to my soap. And sometimes the gel doesn't quite get there. It does, but this is different. You know what I mean? It's kind of like using a conditioning shampoo, a creamier shampoo versus a clarifying shampoo. Sometimes the viscosity can be a little bit different, and the suds is a little bit different. At least in my shower it is. This is Fall Festival. I wouldn't buy that one again. Oh, man. And the last one here was my favorite. And actually this has a lot of bad reviews because of how it smells, but I Absolutely adore this. I wish I had 10 of these. This is autumn foliage. I love this. The notes here are fallen fresh leaves, misty air, and autumn cedarwood. I read the reviews on this one, and a lot of people said it smells like rotten leaves or rotting earth. It doesn't smell like that to me. Yes, it has an outdoorsy vibe. And yes, you do smell like you're walking through the forest, and you do have a little bit of those smells of the season. I love this. I get the fallen leaves and a little bit of crisp air. This, oh, I wish I had more of this. I only bought one, and my mom didn't really care for this one, so I kept this one, and I wish I had more. That's fantastic. So actually, if I put all of my soap containers in my basket, I'm not going to have room to put all of my wax back in here. So those are my soaps, and then I'm going to do quickly through my Wallflowers here. And usually how I review Wallflowers is I tell you if I like it or not, how it stands out, how it sucks, and all of that stuff. So if you watch me, I don't do these very often. I let a good bit build up before I talk about these. I used to separate my Bath & Body Works stuff into its own video, but I'll just keep it with my empties going forward. So, first one here, let's talk about. This is an OG favorite of mine. This is Sweet Pea. Now, Sweet Pea is one of the original fragrances that came out, at least when I started shopping at Bath & Body Works, which was back when they had the brown craft bags and the green font, you know, the original bags. My very first experience was Happy Daisy. I don't know if anybody remembers Happy Daisy. Happy Daisy, I've never ever seen again, ever back. I love Happy Daisy. So Sweet Pea is in that 90s era. This is pink petals, juicy raspberry, and watery pear. But Sweet Pea is a flower, so this smells delicate. It's light, it's gentle. However, even though this is an enhanced fragrance, can you see it there? Did it focus? Let's see here. Where are you? Did you focus? There, we tried. It focused slightly. Even though it says enhanced fragrance, man, it's struggling the last couple of days. Anyways, even though it says enhanced fragrance, I could not smell that. And I had it in a bathroom. So that just goes to show you. But it's Sweet Pea. I had to get Sweet Pea. I love it. In fact, I think this came out, I bought my mom some Wallflowers too. She does like soaps and Wallflowers. So I do buy those for her. It's not in her budget to buy those. And I am able to, at this time of my life, help her with that. But I did tell her, Mom, I'm not shopping there very much anymore, so she might have to find something else too. So they released Sweet Pea, Country Apple, probably Cucumber Melon, and Moonlight Path. I love Moonlight Path. That's one of my other favorite ones too. I haven't used those ones yet, but I did buy myself some Wallflowers. So I guess, you know, but no, it was in one trip, so I'm not counting it. I know it's cheating, but whatever. This next one here is a favorite of mine. This is Pumpkin Pecan Waffles. I actually have this one going downstairs in my dining area. This one I will buy time and time again. This is maple syrup, golden waffles, and pumpkin spice. Pumpkin pecan waffles. I don't have to talk much about this one because you either have smelled it or you haven't. There, that's as close as I think it's going to get. Pumpkin pecan waffles. So next one here, oh, Country Apple. We have Country Apple here. This is another OG fragrance that came out of the vault for the was this summertime? Maybe it was semi-annual sale time. I don't remember, guys. I know my mom, I know what she did. My mom had some old Wallflowers, and you know how they change their exchange policy. She asked me to take some back for her and get ones and all of that stuff. So when I did that trip for her, I'm not rationalizing it as not buying it, but you know what I mean. I'm trying really good. I used to shop from Bath & Body Works 2 to 3 times a month, and the fact that I have went almost this long into the year and only buying twice from there, I think that's pretty damn good, if I must say so. So, yeah, this is And the exception I will make is during the semi-annual sales, if they bring anything out of True Blue Spa, especially Tahiti Sweetie, or anything that is the Look Ma New Hands, the paraffin hand cream, anything like that, or anything that is old, older, or any of the, I know that the Coco Shea came back this year, but the original Coco Shea, if any of that stuff comes back, I will buy that because I love that stuff. I loved Tahiti Sweetie. Loved it. Anyways, Country Apple. This is Juicy Golden Delicious Apple, Crisp Gala, and Watery Muguet, Muguet. I don't even know what that is. But anyways, Country Apple is just a simple, basic apple scent. This, once again, is an enhanced fragrance, but I couldn't smell this. Nope, not very much. The only one out of the three of this I could smell is Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, believe it or not. Next is Pumpkin Bonfire. Now, I did like this one. This is a new fragrance, if it will focus here. New fragrance. There we go. This is in the warm and comforting department. And also the Pumpkin Pecan Waffles is in the warm and comforting down here on the bottom of the label here. There we go. Pumpkin Bonfire is white pumpkin, clove buds, and glowing embers. This is, I really want to say, I don't think this is from this year. I don't remember when this was, honestly. Because I've had Pumpkin Bonfire or maybe Pumpkin Firewood in wax. Maybe Pumpkin Bonfire is the same. But if you've had Pumpkin Firewood, it's kind of similar. It just has a little bit more of a smoky note. This was a moderate throw. I use Wallflowers all throughout my home, but I tend to use new ones to me that I haven't smelled before, and I've smelled all the ones I've talked about prior to this one. I'll put those anywhere, but new blends, I really want to see how it smells once it's heated up, so I usually put it in a bathroom so it's a small space. This was moderate, like I said. I would buy this again because it is a nice non-bakery pumpkin, but it's not over the top spicy. It's just a nice smoky pumpkin scent. Next is an old-time favorite. This is Sweater Weather. This is an enhanced Sweater Weather. I actually have this in the plug right behind me. It's been going forever. So if you realize, yeah, the plug isn't dead. It's still working. Some Wallflowers burn much faster than others. It seems like I've had this Sweater Weather in this plug for 2 months. It seems like. I don't think it's been that long, but it's been a long time. This is Fresh Sage, Juniper Berry, and Eucalyptus. The Sweater Weather version that's body safe is a little bit, it smells like wet dog to me, so I will never use it on my body, but I do like the candle. I do like it in wax. I do like it in my Wallflower, so I would buy this again. This is nice. It's not too, even though it's an enhanced fragrance and it's part of the fresh and relaxing category, it's not too overpowering. Sometimes I've had Sweater Weather and it just will knock you down. I like that they kind of pared back a little bit on the strength of it, even though I know I'm complaining that these aren't strong enough, but Sweater Weather is a strong oil, oils basically. That's what I'm saying. Next is Cucumber Melon. I thought this one was part of it too. This is Summer Cantaloupe, Crisp Cucumber, and Honeydew Melon. This is high school. This is the 90s. I think everybody has smelled this scent for the most part out there in the world. It's clean, it's crisp, it's refreshing. It is one of my favorites. I love it. It doesn't do so well in the candle and the Wallflower. It's better in body care, the creams and lotions and shower gels and whatnot. But I had to buy one of the Cucumber Melons just because of nostalgia. 2 more here. I have my favorite one of Wallflowers. This is Sugared Snickerdoodle. This is one of the best performers, bakery performers. And I know we've talked before, bakery Wallflowers tend to usually suck in terms of performance, but this one is great. And so is the candle. The candle is fantastic. And I do know that L3, Jen, might be looking for Sugared Snickerdoodle oil. So doesn't have it yet, but she's looking for it. So stay tuned for that. I and Christy and I requested that one actually. This is warm spices, creamy vanilla, and sugared musk. This is a creamy, rich, yummy, slightly cinnamon sugar cookie. It's a snickerdoodle, but this is warm and comforting, inviting. It's probably out again because it does well. They had it in body care a couple years ago, and it really wasn't that great. It didn't translate well over into body, but I still love the Wallflower. And my last one here before we get into the wax is Lakeside Morning. I love this. Absolutely love this. I actually did a YouTube short on this because it was my first Wallflower I put in a long time that actually I could smell down the stairs. And that's how they used to perform years ago. And then for whatever reason, they just completely are they're probably a 2-star product in my opinion. But Lakeside Morning is one I would buy again. This is fresh and relaxing. This is crisp autumn air, white driftwood, and green apple. This is just clean, aquatic, crisp, and delicious. So those are my Bath & Body Works parts. Let's get into the wax, shall we? Okay, 20 minutes in, not bad. Okay, I do have a request of you guys. If anybody shops at Kringle Candle, Country Candle, this is one of their signature lines, signature Halloween candles. This is not this season's, this is last year's. This is Graveyard Night. You can see that here. The notes of this is pumpkin and creamy and all that stuff. However, I've melted this candle probably 5 or 6 times. I smell slight little bit in this candle. When it's melting, it is scentless, nothing. My husband can't even detect anything. He can't even smell anything when I ask him to smell it on cold. So I want to know, anybody who's had last year's 2022's Halloween candle in this, did it perform for you? I'm wondering if this is just a bad batch or if this scent is just not for me. I want to know. I'm curious. I have a friend who bought the same candle last year also. She can smell it. It performs well for her. So I'm wondering if this is just a bad batch, which happens. Can anybody let me know? Thank you. Please put it in the comments or reach out to me, just out of curiosity. However, in performance-wise, for the wax, this burns down cleanly. You can see that the wicks don't mushroom or anything like that. They don't have any tunneling problems. I like how these candles burn. I have a few more in my collection of different scents, and this one is just one I'm just gonna have to get rid of because it just is scentless. What's the point in wasting that time burning it? So if you could please let me know, I would appreciate it. Okay, I promise we're in wax now. Okay, I should have brought my water in, guys. All right, no particular order. Let's start it off with a strong one. This is L3. L3 is owned by Jennifer Westing from Junction City, Oregon. Jen is on the mend from her emergency surgery last week. Thoughts and prayers are still with her. Check her Facebook group if you haven't seen any updates from her. She made a post on, I believe, Thursday or Friday about, I think it was Friday, about everything that's happened. So we're thinking of you, Jen. So this is wild berry mousse, sweet cream, sugar cookie dough, and zucchini bread. This is one of my favorite scents. And yes, it's a zucchini bread scent. However, the wild berry mousse in here just grabs hold of you and doesn't stop. I get a little bit, I get a little bit of the creaminess, a little bit of the spice, not bad, because L3's zucchini bread to me is one of my favorite oils. Even though I did see someone comment that every L3 blend that has zucchini bread oil in it, that dominates. That's all they can smell in it. I like their oil. I think it's one of the best oils out there in the industry. I think Jen and her team blends it very well. So maybe that person, I don't remember who it is, maybe that person just doesn't like that oil, because if that's all that she's smelling, I mean, just remember, zucchini bread is a very strong oil. So some people think it's creamy, some people think it's spicy, some people think it smells like feet, or Fritos or whatever else description is out there, that just might not be for that person. But this here, I do get the creaminess and the spiciness of the zucchini bread, because that is always going to be a part of a blend. If you don't want to have that in it, then don't put it in your blend, because it's always going to be there. It's just that type of oil. But the wild berry mousse in here is strong. It's creamy, and it's something I enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot. In fact, this was my request, to add the sweet cream in it, because sweet cream is sweetened condensed milk or Eagle brand milk. It adds a little something extra, a little bit of richness, kind of similar to vanilla butter fudge, but not butter and vanilla. It's just a different sweetened milk, I guess. So this is, I love this. One of my top blends. That's going to be in my favorite melts of the month, definitely. And the second scoop I finished from L3 is toasted coconut, yellow cake, vanilla butter fudge, and zucchini bread. I love this blend. I bought this last summer, $7.22. I bought this one this past May. It's taken me months to finish this. Not because it's hard to finish, because I was just savoring it. This is so good to me. The zucchini bread is not the same type that is in this. I mean, it is the same oil, but it's not this. It doesn't portray itself the same in this as it does in this. This has yellow cake, it has toasted coconut, and it has vanilla butter fudge, which is much richer, and it's going to tone down and cancel that spicy aspect of the zucchini bread. In this case, the zucchini bread is just there for extra richness, extra depth. I don't get any spice whatsoever in this. This is creamy. And I know a couple of you feel that the toasted coconut smells like body care. It doesn't to me. There's just something about this blend. It's so fattening smelling and rich and heavy and decadent. I love this. I hope it's poured again. This is a good one. I love that one. I have one retail in here this week. This is Illumiscence by Candle Warmers. This is sugared lemon. Candle Warmers is a warmer company that also makes wax. And I'm pretty sure, yes, their headquarters are here in Salt Lake City in Utah, where I'm from. Not from where I live, I should say. This is fresh squeezed lemon sweetened with sugar. So this is sugared lemon, basically. This smells like, there's not a blend I've had from a vendor that quite smells like this, but there is, if you remember, in the mid 2000s, or even as late as 2010, Bath and Body Works had a line where they did vanilla, they did berry, they did lemon, and they were still in those little rounded edge bottles with the silver cap, and they had like berry and vanilla and lemon and this and vanilla and this. There is a lemon lotion that I had that smells just like this. It's sugared lemon, and I bought it because my husband, he liked that scent, and when I smell this, I'm like, oh, it smells just like that. This does not perform at all. The reason why this is empty is because I threw them in the garbage, not because I used them. I actually I used 4 because I put this downstairs in my open concept. I melted it once, where I had 1 single cube in my 2 warmers down there. I didn't put one in my tea light because I didn't have any tea light candles downstairs, so I, didn't do that warmer at that time. And the second time I melted it, I used 1 and 1. And I put one in 1 warmer because I really wanted to see if I can isolate that scent, to see if maybe for whatever reason, I don't know. I was playing around with it. I had 2 cubes left, and I threw them away because this it smells great on cold, but it doesn't perform or throw at all. And it sucks because this is such a good smell on cold, but sometimes it happens. Okay, I have some little, what do you call these? Shot cups or condiment cups, whatever you want to call them here. A couple of these are from Kirby. Vintage Chic Scents. It's owned by Kirby Welsh. She's soon to be closing her doors here in less than a month. I think her website will be done for the last time, I think, by December 14th. So that's at least what she said. This is Magnolia Bakery. Magnolia Bakery. This is a really good basic bakery scent. This is buttery vanilla, fresh rolled dough, gooey batter, and a hint of sugared almonds, just like you walked into a bakery. So this, if you purchase from Vintage Chic, I've only been in her group for, it's been 2 years. 2 years around this time, Halloweenish time in 2021 is when I first made my purchase from VCS. This is in a lot of blends. And I wonder, I've said this before, I wonder if this is Old Town Bake Shop. It might not be, but I know it's not Magnolia Bakery. She renamed that. But this is so good. I actually bought a Blossom Bar in this for blending later on down the road. It's just a creamy, rich, vanilla, good, hefty bakery scent, and I really like it. The next one I used from Kirby is Film Noir. Film Noir. This is cinnamon glazed donut, snickerdoodles, and gooey marshmallow. This was okay. I'm really not a fan of cinnamon glazed donut. I've had that oil several times, and it's kind of in the same class to my nose as caramelized praline, which I don't really always care for either, and funnel cake. Sometimes funnel cake can have an underlying cinnamon note or a weird spice note that I'm not crazy for. So this is, it performed well. I could smell it, it threw well, it's just the scent wasn't for me. But this, I don't really know how often this has been poured or if it was a popular blend, but I like Snickerdoodle. I just find that the cinnamon and the glaze, there just is something with it on the chemical level that I just don't like. And then the next one I have here is a new to me vendor. This is Blank Label. Blank Label is owned by Desiree, not sure of her last name, and I'm pretty sure she is in Arizona, I want to say. I think she's in Arizona. This is I Will Go Insane and I Will Take You With Me. I made a purchase from Desiree when she had a sale a few months back, just on a whim. On a Saturday, I made a purchase, I should say. And I grabbed a handful of shapes, a handful of shot cups, and a couple of trios and a sampler. This is Cinnamon Glazed Banana Marshmallow Fireside. So I thought, even though I know that cinnamon glaze can be a little bit weird to me, I was curious with the banana to see what this banana is like. Because banana is also another oil that can be weird for people. It can be too artificial. It can be like Runts, the candy. Just artificial banana, which I'm honest, I don't care for that much either. I like a good, rich, true banana. Like you have a really ripe banana, like if you're going to make banana bread. You have to get that banana black, basically. Get it sweet, let it release those sugars, and then when you're mashing them in the bowl and that aroma is just wafting up from that ripe banana, that's what I like. And there are several vendors out there that have banana oils like that. This is one of those, if you like banana. I like that she added Marshmallow Fireside in here because it gives a little bit of sweetness and a little hint of smokiness to it. But this is basically a creamy banana scent. I'm not getting too much cinnamon, thank goodness. This is nice. This performed well. I think I melted this downstairs in my kitchen area. I don't remember right now. I remember where I melted most of these most of the time, but sometimes I just can't remember. I like this. I actually purchased Desiree's Christmas Advent calendar. I've only opened the box and looked at the individual packages inside. I have not opened some of them, but I know there's one person out there that has. And all I can say is she's very generous with her shapes and everything is just so cute. I can't wait to start melting that Advent calendar. So that's Blank Label Wax Melts. And this last one here is Beezy Tarts. I honestly think Beezy Tarts is out of business because this is lavender sugar cookie. I got this in the Round Robin box from this past summer that I was part of. This is lavender sugar cookie. And I kept it because I have never had lavender sugar cookie. Lavender was a blend that after I had COVID, I couldn't smell correctly for almost a year and a half. I couldn't smell it for a long time. And then when I could start to smell it again, it smelled like soap. So it took my body, my nose, nerves to come back and recognize. And a lot of scent training. I did a lot of scent training after I had COVID. And that's something I didn't really talk about a lot of that on my channel. I started my channel about 3 months. Was diagnosed with COVID on July 6th. Yes, July 6th, 2021. So it was roughly 4 months later when I started my channel. And by that time, I had done a lot of scent training. Scent training as in you smell this, you smell this, you smell this, you smell this every day to try to get your brain to recognize those scents again. I completely lost my sense of taste and smell. Completely. I couldn't even taste, I couldn't smell coffee, I couldn't smell anything. The very first thing I could taste, not having taste and smell, sometimes, when we have a bad cold and stuff is swollen up in there, we have had moments in our youth especially where your taste is altered when you have a bad cold. But I had the worst congestion and the worst facial swelling of my life when I had COVID. Nothing was going in and out. I breathed out of my mouth for a week and a half. It was horrible. It was horrible. So naturally, my sense of smell went away. I lost my appetite because not eating and not tasting anything, zero, zip, none of it. And those of you out there who have had COVID and unfortunately lost your sense of taste and smell, you know what I'm talking about. It's psychologically weird. It's hard. I didn't want to eat anything. So the first thing I could taste, honestly, was peanut butter. My husband made me a protein shake. He asked me, what do you want in it? I said, I don't care what you put in it because I can't taste anything. You could put pickle juice in it and garlic, and I wouldn't care because I can't taste it. He made peanut butter banana, and I could taste the saltiness of the banana, of the peanut butter. I could taste the saltiness. So I ate peanut butter for several days because it felt like I was eating something. It was weird. And then I could also feel the burning sensation from spicy food. I couldn't taste it. I could feel the burn. It was very weird. So lavender, because I didn't melt anything for almost a good 3 to 4 weeks. I didn't melt anything in my home. And I thought, oh, is this the end? Because I had just started into vendor wax, earlier that year. And I was thinking I have a ton of wax because I fell down the rabbit hole at that time, like a lot of newbies do. And I really dedicated myself to scent training, smell training, and taking, I don't remember the supplements I took at the time, just, that was when we didn't know anything about anything back then. Lavender. So back to the wax here. But I never really talked about my personal experience like that. I did back in my early videos about lavender, but I didn't really elaborate anymore. So I thought, now why not? If you're watching this, it's everybody's story is interesting. What was the first thing they can smell and what is weird to you and all of that stuff. So lavender sugar cookie. This is herbal lavender. I went on BZ Tart's Facebook page because I wanted to see if I could ever get any more of this. And there really hasn't been any activity from his part until from like February or March. So if something happened to him, I'm not sure. I hope he's okay. I don't know. I don't remember his name, honestly, so I am sorry for that. But I know that's him right there. His little what do you call not the emoji, the avatar, I guess. I wanted to get more of this because I had this melting downstairs, and my husband said that reminds me of Echo's shampoo. Echo was our dog, was my husband's dog. I talked about Echo yesterday, I think in my my wax goals, my upcoming melting basket. I think I talked about Echo in the story yesterday. He said it smells like a shampoo that I used to use on her, and it reminds me of her. So I thought, well, hell. And I said, lavender, Marty, I don't have a lot of lavender in my collection because I couldn't smell it for a long time. And I have Johnson and Johnson bedtime baby or bedtime bath, whatever that's called. I have snooze button. I have winter snooze from L3, which has peppermint and chamomile and lavender, but I don't have any bakery lavender. So I told him I'll try to work on it, and that's when I found that this vendor might not be in business anymore. If you know, please let me know, because I would love to know. So anyways, this is a gorgeous herbal lavender. I don't get too much bakery per se, but there's a little bit of a creamy factor to it, and it's good. I like that. I'll try to pick up the pace here because I'm already at 40 minutes, but this is a long video. I know it is. Paleo Pine Cones. This is Lavender and Speckles. Lavender and Speckles is owned by Beth Wilson from Rogersville, Alabama. So this is from her Palo Santo sampler. This is roasted pine cones, creamy vanilla, Palo Santo, and dark amber rosewood. I like this one. It was not the strongest performer for me. So I have been using a little bit of Lavender and Speckles in my home, and some of it's been lighter than what I prefer. So I have just put that back in my collection, and I'm letting it cure a little bit longer. Maybe in my home, I'm still in those early phases of getting to know that vendor's wax and product and if it's going to work in my home. Some of her other blends, though, I will say I've melted and they've been incredible. It just might be this this recipe of oils here, this blend of oils, I should say. I love the amber rosewood. I can smell that on cold, and I can smell the Palo Santo. She has a very creamy, smooth Palo Santo. The roasted pine cone, it was there a little bit of piney, but it wasn't that bad. Bad air freshener or off-putting pine. So overall, I liked this, but I wish it was a little bit stronger for me. Next is Glitterati. This is Janine Genzano from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. This is cedar, country cream, toasted marshmallow, and yellow cake. This was a chunk. I finished this up downstairs. I actually melted this whole thing downstairs in my kitchen. And this, of course, from her mystery samplers, which are going to be defunct here. Defunct, is that the right word? Discontinued, we'll just say that. Discontinued here the next little stretch of time because she's going to be starting doing customs in January. She's changing up her business model a little bit. This was just creamy. I didn't pick out any cedar. I didn't necessarily get any cake or bakery. This was just creamy vanilla in the air. So this one really wasn't for me, but I melted it because I blended it with some other things I had going downstairs in a complimentary warmer. I melted other bakeries and such that would just make the creaminess would blend well with it. Do I have any more Glitterati? I think I might have a couple in here, but I'm just going to go from the top down. Next, another Lavender and Speckles. This is pumpkin and gingerbread French toast. I loved this blend. This was fantastic. This is pumpkin spice, fresh gingerbread cookies, vanilla butter fudge, and French toast. The dominant, I think it's raining outside. Yeah, it's been raining all day, but I hear a little bit of heavier downpour. So if you hear that, that's what that is. The French toast in this is very dominant. She has a very strong French toast oil. I get a little bit of the spice from the gingerbread. I couldn't necessarily pick out any pumpkin spice because they, kind of overlap. But the gingerbread cookies in this is very good with the French toast. I like this one a lot. This performed well. This was strong naturally, though. It's got all those yumminess in it. I have another one from Blank Label. This is Luke's Pumpkin Pancakes. This is pumpkin pancakes with cinnamon roasted honey butter. So this one here, cute little label there with her pancakes and her pitcher and her butter and all those yumminess. My husband and I went to breakfast this morning at a restaurant called Black Bear Diner. It's here in the western part of the country. It's from Mount Shasta, California, I believe was the first restaurant that opened. And I got my chicken fried steak, which I usually order the same thing when I go there. Country potatoes and eggs, which I actually gave to Marty because I wasn't feeling like eating eggs today. And I had a pancake, but it didn't have cinnamon honey butter on it. However, this is a rich pumpkin pancake. and it has cinnamon honey butter, similar to what you would find at Texas Roadhouse. But this one here, I like that she kept the identity of the pancake. You can get the syrup and you can get a little bit of spice with it, but you have that warm, luscious butter that's over this. I like this. This was a little shape. It was a pumpkin, I believe. I have this in a scent shot cup, like what I talked about earlier in this video. This right here, I have this in another form that I have in my collection. So I will melt that again at some point. Another glitterati here. This one was delicious. This is blueberry cobbler, brown sugar pecan, and toasted vanilla sugar. Anything blueberry goes over well in my home. My husband loves blueberry, as do I. So this blueberry cobbler, the brown sugar, I will say, after about melting it for about an hour or so, the brown sugar gets kind of, I don't want to say weird. I hate saying that. It turns a little, if that makes sense. So the first hour or so, I'm getting the rich blueberry and the vanilla. But then after about an hour or so, like I said, the brown sugar just, it gets artificial. It turns a little bit. So I liked this. I continued melting it. It wasn't terrible. It's just I noticed a shift in that brown sugar aspect to it. It wasn't like it became burnt. It turned a little bit. I hope you understand what I'm saying, or you have had a similar experience with something where you notice it changes. That's what I'm trying to explain. But overall, I liked this blend. It's blueberry. It's yummy, delicious. Blueberry cobbler is always okay with me. Okay, next we have L3. Let's do L3. Twisted peppermint zucchini bread. This was my request. This was a chunk. I love her chunks. Her chunks are huge. They're huge and thick and massive, and you can get many melts out of them. I love it. Someone might think twisted peppermint and zucchini bread, that's kind of strange to put together, but it works actually, because I thought, I've had candy cane in zucchini bread. I've had peppermint and zucchini bread. Why not twisted peppermint? Twisted peppermint was one of my favorite body care scents from Bath & Body Works. It's vanilla, peppermint, and balsam. There's a little bit of balsam in there. And this is, it's good. You cannot get any zucchini bread. It's more bakery twisted peppermint. And I think I bought 2 of these chunks. Maybe I didn't, but if I would request this again, because it's kind of it's a different take on a bakery with peppermint in it, and I like it. So I'm happy with that one. Let's do another L3 here. We have salted pretzel milkshake, Bath & Body Works type. Jen did buy a good bit of Bath & Body Works dupe oils or type oils this past summer. This was available in the pre-order a few months back. This is fresh soft serve ice cream, vanilla, caramel, and chocolate, combined with salty, savory notes of pretzel bits and salted caramel. This is a candle. I've only seen it in a candle in Bath & Body Works. I don't know if it's filtered into the other products they have in their store, but this is so good. I love this, and it has a little bit of chocolate in it, but chocolate and caramel together with this, with that vanilla and the pretzel, this is fantastic. This would blend beautifully with just about anything you desire because it's so good. Caramel pretzel, don't really have to elaborate much on it, but just it's creamy. You can smell the vanilla ice cream, the caramel bits, the chocolate a little bit, and that pretzel. I really like that. It's a true dupe oil. Next L3 I have is roasted coffee, blueberry, buttermint, and zucchini bread. This was part of either the coffee sampler or zucchini bread sampler, I think last year or earlier this year. I don't remember. Blueberry and coffee works well together. Buttermint and coffee works well together. Buttermint, coffee, and blueberry works great together. So I don't know who developed this blend here, but I like this. When you smell it at first, roasted coffee is not my favorite coffee oil from L3 because it tends to be a little bit more bitter to my nose. I prefer coffee bean, or Coffee House has chocolate in it, and it's okay. I would take it over roasted coffee. Coffee bean is what I gravitate to the most. It smells a bit strong in the bitter department when you first put it in your warmer, but then once that buttermint really gets going and gets alive, it's creamy and smooth, and buttermint is such a great oil. If you've never tried it, give it a try. It's those creamy buttermints that you eat after dinner. Cracker Barrel has fantastic ones. I've got to get some next time I go there, which will be probably not anytime soon, but they are so good. Give that one a try. I know that wasn't a sampler, but if you have stuff at home, trig tarts or what, just, blend blueberry and coffee and put a little bit of buttermint in it and see if you like it. Okay. Next is Second and Spruce. This Second and Spruce is owned by Erica Kane from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is smoked Scotch tea. This, I'm checking my time. This is Palo Santo, butterscotch, chai tea, waffle cone, and vanilla bean noel. This is a different take on butterscotch. This is one of the first scents I bought from Erica, and it's different. This is butterscotch heavy, so if you do not like butterscotch, this one would probably not be one for you. Butterscotch can be either I love it or hate it, because it can be very strong, it can be a little bit stinky, it's not blended well, but it blends very well with bakery, so you can tone any strong butterscotch blend down just by putting an extra either vanilla or heavy creamy bakery in it to tone that little bit of too much down. So this is the chai tea spices are there. I didn't get too much Palo Santo, maybe a little bit here and there, but not too much. This was butterscotch, Thai, and just creaminess, and I liked this one. Would I buy it again? No, not at this time, because there's a lot of other blends of Erica's I'd like to try over this one, just so I can, get more of her items in my home to try out more of her master list, Okay, next one here we have Rose Girls. This is sweater weather. This I talked about already earlier today in the Wallflower. This is just simple sweater weather. I melted through this bag. This is just Bath & Body Works. Good. This is a good true dupe for Bath & Body Works. This is just, I already talked about that one. Finished that one. I have another Rose Girls here. I'm trying to go a little bit faster. This is Cake by the Ocean. Cake by the Ocean. I know it's a hell of a popular scent for Jenny and her mother, Kathy, who has scoopable wax melts. She also does Cake by the Ocean. This is Florida key lime pie, strawberry pound cake, and birthday cake. So I was a little bit nervous to melt this when my husband was home because lime is not his favorite. And this takes on... when this is warmed up to my nose, the strawberry pound cake is more dominant than the key lime pie. The key lime pie, if anything, it just adds a little bit of custardy creaminess to it. I didn't really get so much key lime, and that birthday cake is there too, just to give that extra creaminess. So this was basically strawberry pound cake creamy to me, but it's good. I know this is hell of a popular blend, and it's I like this, but if I'm gonna try this again, this was a muffin. I would like to try Kathy's in a scoop, because scoops perform well in my home, no matter the vendor that I've tried. There are some vendors out there whose consistency of scoopable wax I don't care for, but I've never had one not perform well. So I would like to try that in a scoop. Next, I have Vintage Chic. This is Purple Haze. This is jelly donuts, gooey marshmallows, and zucchini bread. This was a little shape. I bought a few months back, I bought a bakery sampler whenever she had a sale. I don't remember. It was a flash sale of sorts. This is one I have a Blossom bar in Purple Haze. This is jelly donuts and zucchini bread. It's kind of a simple blend, but it's really good. You get a little bit more of extra sweetness for the marshmallow, not too much. The jelly donuts is a fantastic oil. I love it, and I really like Kirby's zucchini bread. So Purple Haze, it's good. Next is another Kirby blend. This is Jackie O's Peanut Butter Zucchini Bread. This was from my very first order. This is from 2021. My very first order from Kirby, and this was a ghost face, the ghost face shape from Scream. This is one of my favorite BCS blends ever. I think I bought 2 Blossom bars of this, and I have several loaves. This is vanilla bean zucchini cake topped with whipped marshmallows. which is, let's see, vanilla bean cake topped with whipped marshmallows is Jackie O. And then she added zucchini bread to it and peanut butter drizzle. This is fantastic. Not all peanut butter oils are created equal. Kirby has a good peanut butter oil. This is rich. It's luscious. Jackie O is a heavy, heavy vanilla bakery scent. The zucchini bread addition gives that extra little bit of creamy spice to it. And then the peanut butter on top of it. This is so damn good. I love that blend. It's one of my favorites. Let's stick with VCS. I have been using Kirby's wax. I have. Because life's too short to not use it. So I chose to. This is Aunt Nellie's Harvest Preserves. This was also in that bakery sampler I bought a few months back. This is cranberry orange marmalade, rich vanilla cupcakes, muffins, and zucchini bread. This I liked, and I think if I let this cure, this was poured back in August. If this was poured, I mean, if this was a little bit longer, my theory with VCS wax is it needs cure time because it's such a hard consistency wax. It crumbles when you chop it. My theory in my home, in my warmers, where I am, are all of the factors that are in my home because, you know, as we know, what you get, I might not get, and vice versa. I find that her wax does better the older it is in my home. Something that's poured fresh isn't as strong as it is. So like this one here was brilliant because it's 2 years old. This was just a little shape. It wasn't very big, so I didn't have much of this to begin with. But I feel that I really just got cranberry. I didn't get really much bakery either, which it sucks, but it just is what it is. And especially being that this is vanilla cupcakes and muffins and zucchini bread, I think it needed a little bit more time. But, you know, then you can talk to somebody who says that cure time really is just a made-up thing. It doesn't really matter. So I don't know. I'm just telling you my experience in my home and what I have done and my theories on how to get the wax to work for you the best if it's going to work in your home. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So Aunt Nellie's Harvest Preserves. I would try this again, but, you know, I'm not going to be able to. So next one I want to talk about here. Do I have any more Kirby? Let's see here. No, I don't. Okay. Let's do another blank label. This is Holy Sheet. Holy Sheet, was this good. Talk about peanut butter. This is yellow cake, marshmallow peanut butter fluff icing, and salty pretzel pieces. And look at that stinking cute little ghost right there. I love him. He's so cute. Holy Sheet, was this good, you know, but So, this is a very good peanut butter oil. This was everything I wanted it to be, and then some. This, I have another little shot cup. I would buy more of this in larger quantity. It's rich cake with peanut butter marshmallow frosting. It's simple, but it works, and it's good, and it's rich and fattening and decadent. I love that one. Next is Carol from Candles from the Keeping Room. Carol Wollstonecroft has officially closed, except for a few email orders that she's going to be doing in the next few weeks for those of us who were not successful in making an order when she opened for the last time a few weeks back. She will announce more of that in her group in the next week or so after she gets over the holidays and such. This is homemade gingerbread and eggnog biscuits. This was a sample. If you watched my Candles from the Keeping Room farewell haul I filmed on Thursday, this was a sample I got in that order. And I had to grab this because I was just really feeling gingerbread biscuits. And sorry, I got a message on my phone. This is fantastic. Love this. Love this. Love this. It's gingerbread mixed with a little bit of eggnog and a little bit of that biscuit. I love her biscuit oil. I don't know if it's her own blend or if it's an oil or what it is, but it's fantastic. I love it. This is not too aggressive gingerbread. It's creamed up quite a bit with that biscuit and the eggnog. But if you have this in your collection, let me know how you like it because I always love to talk to people that like gingerbread. Next, let's go into another vendor. Let's do some Swanky. I have some Swanky in here. 1, 2, 3. I have more Carol too, but I'm just trying to keep the flow going here. Okay, Swanky. Swanky is owned by Jeannie Jeffrey from Silverdale or Bremerton, Washington. I'm not quite sure where. I know she moved earlier this year, so she's somewhere in Washington. This first blend is old. This loaf is from 2020. So he is 3 years old. I got this in a D-stash. This is buttery toast and jam and strawberry pound cake. This is an old loaf. As you can tell, her labels have changed. This is her buttery toast and jam. She closed her pre-order yesterday. If you purchased items from there, congratulations. You had an opportunity to purchase plain buttery toast and jam. She usually offers it in a blend, and she also offered it this past time with buttery toast and jam, waffle cone, and blueberry, which I purchased that one. I haven't really experienced her blueberry very much, so I thought I'd go with that one. This is mixed with strawberry pound cake. I'm pretty sure it's the Bath & Body Works strawberry pound cake. This to me is just buttery toast and jam, which is a very unique blend to Jeannie. I haven't had that in any other vendor, and she's known for her buttery toast and jam. It's a little bit of butter on toast with a little bit of jam. It's simple, but it's so strong. It blends beautifully. Really good. Next is sugared roasted pine cones. This is a sample from several orders ago. These were two little, I hate to say two little balls in the bag, but that's what they were. I don't know what else to call them. This wasn't super strong at first. But then what I have found with a lot of Jeannie's blends in my home, I'm talking non-bakery. Bakery is, I'm working on bakery, but bakery I'm just striking out. It's just not working very well in my home, with the exception of buttery toast and jam. That has worked in my home. I found that several hours after you first let it hit the heat, it's there. It's not overpowering, but not every blend is supposed to knock you down strong. I know I would rather have a blend I can smell and it's there versus have a blend that knocks me down all the time, because sometimes, frankly, that can get a little bit too much after an extended period of time, in my opinion. And not only that, I get tired of a blend and I want to change it, 6 hours later or so. So I had this going, and I had this upstairs, and I went downstairs for a period of time, and I came back upstairs, and I thought, I had to remember what I had going upstairs because it was beautiful. It just graced the air. It was a little bit of sweetness, but had a little bit of pine to it. And that was this one. And I thought, man, Jeannie's blends really shine after a period of time. I would say it was a moderate throw, not too strong, but it lasted for a long time. And that is the key right there. I really like that. The last swanky I have here, I'm pretty sure it's the last swanky. Yeah, is Sandalwood Black Opium. Black Opium, of course, is a Yves Saint Laurent fragrance. Been around for 1,000 years. This is, you have to know what Black Opium smells like first, and then add sandalwood to it. This is another one. I had this going in my tea light warmer. There were two shapes in here, so I split it between a tea light warmer. One was a larger facette, like a gem. And then the other one was a smaller shape. And I put that in my tea light warmer in my bathroom and my guest bathroom. And then I put the other shape in an adjacent warmer in my master bedroom. So this is Black Opium with earthiness added to it with sandalwood. And I'm not even going to try to explain how Black Opium smells. You just have to smell it. And right now is the perfect time to go to your department stores that carry fragrances and smell Black Opium if you haven't, or go to Sephora and smell Black Opium. Really see if that fragrance is for you. It's been around for a long time. It's an addictive, classic, iconic, cult-followed fragrance. It's very good. I am one that I like classy fragrances. I have worn fragrance for a long time. I grew up with fragrance. My mother wore perfume. I have some perfumes that she wore now, and it's just something that is a comforting memory to me for some of those smells, because smell goes right back to that memory, whether it's good or bad. So I loved that Jeannie, I actually messaged her about this, and I said, Black Opium Sandalwood is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It's balanced so well. That little bit of sweet sandalwood just accents the million notes that's in Black Opium. So that is swanky. Next, let's go back to L3. I have Wildberry Mousse, Sugar Cookie Dough, Zucchini Bread. I've talked about this one several times on my channel. This is Wildberry Mousse creamed up with zucchini bread and sugar cookie dough. This is stronger on the zucchini bread versus a sugar cookie dough, but that Wildberry Mousse and zucchini bread is blended just about 50-50, I would say. This is gorgeous, fantastic, similar to the scoop I talked about, except there isn't sweet cream in here. Next one from L3 is zucchini bread, strawberry jam, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. This was from the zucchini bread sampler, I believe. I can't remember. Maybe it was a strawberry jam sampler. I can't remember. I can't remember how old this was either. Sometimes I don't write on the bunts when I get the samplers. So this, I cut a bunt into 6 pieces, and this smells like yummy, rich, creamy strawberry jam with zucchini bread. If you like strawberry jam and zucchini bread, the Cupcakes at Tiffany's just adds a little bit of extra cream to it, not too much. You can't really smell the buttercream that's in it. At least I can't, and I can't smell the chocolate that's in it. I can just get creamy, luscious strawberry jam zucchini bread, which I will never complain about. I have a lot of L3 in my collection, so I do always have L3 wax going. So I'm going to just finish talking about some of these I don't really have to elaborate a lot on because we've touched upon it already, like Wildberry Mousse. This was a Trig Tart. I used this to blend and play around with some other blends I had, and I wanted to add a little bit more of something to something. That's what Trig Tarts are for. Love those ones. Next one here was another one of my requests. This was Oregon Autumn Riverstone. I love both of these oils. And I thought, Jen or Trish was taking requests for matrix melts. This was a matrix melt. And I thought Oregon Autumn Riverstone. Oregon Autumn is a fresh, clean, hard to describe blend, but it's comforting. And I thought Riverstone has a little bit of mineral-esque quality to it, a little bit of spa-like relaxation, at least in my opinion. And I thought those two would marry together well. And this ended up to be successful because it's been requested again because it's loved. This is described as crisp, clean, and fresh fallen leaves with a hint of rain. And Riverstone is wet rocks and minerals and just... it's kind of like Black Opium. You have to smell Riverstone in order to really get it. I hate saying that, but it's just one you can't really put into words, as is Oregon Autumn. But Oregon Autumn has been around for a while. It's a gorgeous blend. It's another one that takes me back to my childhood. I have 2 more L3s, and then we're getting down to the bottom, guys. I know it's a longer video. This was a custom of mine. This is Ashley's Addiction. That's the name I chose. Yes, I'm a cornball. I don't care. Now I get a little cuter with my custom names, like Pink Dreams Are Made of This. That was my custom also. That was offered recently. This is Amaretto, Brown Sugar Pound Cake, and Zucchini Bread. This is over 2 years old. So this has shifted in the way that it performed now versus when I first got it. When I first got it, it was, oh my God, amaretto. So strong. I couldn't even smell the zucchini bread in it. It was just amaretto. And I knew that going into making this blend because amaretto overtakes everything it's in if it's not blended with a light hand and if it's not blended very well. That's my opinion and my experience just buying a lot of almond and a lot of amaretto blends in my almost 3-year journey into vendor wax. I love those scents though, so I gravitate towards them. Same with pistachio. So this is, I don't have a L3 bakery bag here next to me, but I took the scent out of the bakery bag and I put them into my own poly bag and I taped the label from the bag on the front here, obviously. This, now that it is a few years old, it has toned down a lot in the amaretto department to become this beautiful, luscious, creamy almond with a little bit of brown sugar pound cake, which is rich pound cake, with just a little bit of zucchini bread. This was gorgeous. I love this. I would buy it again. I really would. I would request that again. And finally, last one from L3. This is Orange Chiffon Cake Holiday Party Cupcakes. Excuse me. Orange Chiffon Cake Holiday Party Cupcakes at Tiffany's and Gingerbread Marshmallow Fluff. Lots going on in this one here. There we go, I think. Okay. I don't know. I'm really not sure what holiday party is, frankly. I don't know what's in that. But it doesn't really matter because the dominant notes in here are the orange chiffon cake and that gingerbread. I had these, these were two little tiny shapes in this little bag. So I put both of these in my master bath warmer. I have a hot plate in there. This is... I liked this, but it was just orange and gingerbread. So it really wasn't anything spectacular, but this was a sample. So just thought I would talk about it in case that's one that strikes your fancy. Okay. Super Tarts. I have one of Super Tarts. This is Fake and Bake. Fake and Bake. Fake and Bake was just on the Wax Wednesday pre-order that closed on Friday. This is zucchini bread, sugar cookie, and sweet cream. This is probably my favorite. I have a handful of favorites from Super Tarts. All of them were on the pre-order from Wax Wednesday. Fake and Bake, I bought 5 BAM bags of when it was available this past summer. So I have more than enough in my collection. But this is a creamy, luscious, delicious zucchini bread blend. But it is more creamy and heavy in that it doesn't have the spice to it or the off-puttingness that a lot of other zucchini bread blends might have to someone who doesn't really like that. So that's why Fake and Bake is just a fantastic blend, because non-zucchini bread lovers will like it too, because it really is so rich and heavy and yummy and luscious, and I can't get enough of it. I love it. I'm like that with Jaws too. Jaws is my other favorite. I have a couple more zucchini bread blends that Brandy, Super Tarts is owned by Brandy and Brady Williams from Sequim, Washington. The zucchini bread, her zucchini bread is similar to L3's to my nose. But in Fake and Bake, she puts enough sweet cream and enough sugar cookie in it to kind of tone it down a little bit. I guess I'm trying to get that across to you, because I have Spread the Love in my collection, which is zucchini bread, blackberry jam, and a couple of other notes. And it is a delicious, fantastic blackberry zucchini bread, and you can really smell that zucchini bread in there. So her oil is strong, but in Fake and Bake, it's perfectly creamy. Okay, getting down to the end here. Sassy Girl Aroma. Let's quickly go into these ones. Brandy's Pistachio. This is an old brittle from 2021, way old label. This is Birthday Cake, Zucchini Bread, and Pistachio Pudding. This is my hands-down favorite pistachio blend I've smelled as of today from Julie. Sassy Girl Aroma is owned by Julie and Tyrell G. from Toma, Wisconsin. I just did my Sassy Girl Aroma haul last night. If you're interested, I talk about pistachio in it too, because there was a pistachio blend I bought in my last haul that I received. So this is creamy, it's luscious, it's yummy, it's my favorite one I've smelled, but I'm getting some new pistachio blends in my next order from Sassy Girl that I haven't smelled yet, so who knows? Brandy's Pistachio might be knocked out of that top spot. But right now, this has my heart and my favorite pistachio blend. Next is Blueberry Biscotti. This is a dupe for Iced Blueberry Biscotti from Bath & Body Works, I'm pretty sure. And this is plump sugared blueberries are mixed with almond biscotti, brown sugar, and sweet vanilla icing. This is strong, it's potent, it's blueberry rich blueberry. Not getting too much almond, but in this case, the almond just accents the blueberries perfectly. Get a little bit of vanilla to this. If you like blueberry pie, she has a dupe of blueberry pie also. If you like blueberry pie, you would like this. It's got a little bit more vanilla in it, so the blueberry isn't so, I don't want to say it's not as authentic as this one. It's not as authentic as blueberry pie is. Blueberry pie is richer and heavier blueberry. This is a creamier vanilla blueberry. I hope that makes sense. I have another lavender and speckles. This is smoked apples in Palo Santo. This was also from the Palo Sampler. This is Macintosh apple, Palo Santo, smoked cedar, and marshmallow fireside. This I liked a lot because I really liked that cedar and the Mac apple in here. Mac apple is strong no matter which way you spin it. This was blended very well. It's soft. It's not too overpowering or harsh, which I really appreciate because, like I said, Mac apple can overtake a blend in a minute. I like that one a lot. I have Frankenstein from Traverse City Wax Melts. Traverse City is owned by Lindsay Zeiter. I'm not quite sure how she pronounces her last name. From Traverse City, Missouri, I believe. That's where she is. This is Frankenstein. I've talked about this before on my channel. Frankenstein is one of her most popular fall blends. I've only purchased from Lindsay a few times, and I didn't do a haul video on my channel, so don't go looking for one. I only got a handful of items. So at the time, I didn't feel like doing a haul video for just a couple of items. So this is sweet pumpkin, crushed pecans, vanilla bean, and buttery cupcakes. This is sweet. It's a pumpkin scent that we've smelled before. It's just a heavy, rich. I really like her buttery cupcakes. It's just a little something extra. This is very, very good. I bought 7 of these leaves and I have 4 left in my collection I'm going to save for next year. So that's Frankenstein. Next I have Knoll's Farm Scents. Knoll's Farm Scents is owned by Travis Knowles from Lincoln, Illinois. This is just the breads. Travis is working on his first pre-order, getting those goodies out to us. I don't remember exactly when the is slated to ship, but not too long from now. This is zucchini bread and Amish friendship bread. I actually have another zucchini bread blend of his, Warm the Soul, going downstairs right now in my kitchen. My husband's down there. So that one is smoky, wonderful zucchini bread. This one is a heavier zucchini bread. Amish friendship bread just accents, you can still smell it in the bag. Amish friendship bread just accents the zucchini bread ever so slightly. It's delicious. This is just very heavy, bready zucchini bread. Next, we have another lavender and speckles. This is pretzel. Pretzel is pretty self-explanatory, but this is a good balance of salty and yeasty, in my opinion. This is a strong pretzel, and it's a good pretzel. I like this. I did buy a pretzel sampler and a Palo Santo sampler, so you might see me talking about these. But like I said, I put them away to let them cure a little bit longer. Except this one was quite fine on its own, and a lot of the pretzel blends have. But I did send out. I shared my samplers with a couple of lady friends in the wax community, so I don't have a ton of those ones left. But I have a little bit. I kept my favorite ones, I should say. Okay, next is Dessa. Let's do one last glitterati I have here. Glitterati is apple and oak, creme brulee, and pumpkin crunch cake. I love apple and oak. That is a very good oil. And then pumpkin crunch cake is pumpkin richness and bakery goodness. This is apple and pumpkin blended with creme brulee. Creamy, rich vanilla, little bit of caramelization, not bad. I liked this one. I did like this one. Let's do Dessa. I have a couple more here, and then this video is a wrap. I know it's a long video here. This is Autumn Bliss Bars. This one is one of my favorite scents from Dessa. Dessa, of course, is Dessa Bonner from Gilbert, Arizona, soon to be Dayton, Ohio. She's going to be moving in the next several months. She just closed her pre-order yesterday. She's going to give us one last hurrah before her and her husband, and I believe, I don't know if how many kids she has, or if, you know, they've moved out. I know she has a daughter who lives in Ohio, and they have grandbabies, and she just wants to be closer to them. I don't know how many children they have, but from what I gather, they are willing to move across the country, so maybe that's the only child they have. I don't know, but I understand they want to be closer to the grandbabies. So this is cranberries, pear slices, cookie batter, and white chocolate drizzle. This is a delicious, yummy, fruity, creamy, buttery, super buttery blend. I don't know what I was going to say. This When I melt this, I've bought this several times. When I melt this, I get the cookie batter, the buttery of the cookie batter, a little bit of the juiciness from the pear, and then the cranberry. I love this blend a lot. I have a couple more, maybe one more, maybe two more breakaway bars in my collection. I first was introduced to this scent in the advent calendar that she put out last year. This is a great one. I know that's one of her favorite fall bakery blends. I have one more Carol, and I have one more vendor, and then Teddy Bees. So I have apple pumpkin strudel from Candles from the Keeping Room. This is apple pumpkin bakery, and there really isn't much to go into with this. It's apple pumpkin bakery. That's what this is, but it's good. It's a good one. I have one from the Melted Mousse, which I don't talk about very often on my channel because I only have a handful of her stuff, and I need to use it because this was poured in May of 22, so he's coming up on 2 years old in the next, little stretch of time. The Melted Mousse was owned by Jackie. Her last name starts with an A. I don't remember it right now. I'm sorry, Jackie. She closed her business and only really takes orders. The last time I talked about Melted Mousse, she made a new Facebook group, Melted Mousse and Friends, or Friends of Melted Mousse, or something like that. She takes email orders and custom orders, but she doesn't have sales. She doesn't do any ready to ships, nothing like that. I haven't really seen anything post from her group in my Facebook feed, but Facebook has been very crazy lately and not showing me a lot of my pages that I'm in all the time. Like, I think a lot of you out there have had the same issue. For example, Teddy Bees, I haven't seen one post that Tiffany has made regarding shipping or anything like that. I've had to go look for it because I know that it's coming around this time. So that's just one example of how the Facebook algorithm thinks they know more than humans, and they don't. So, Melted Mousse. This is Palo Santo and What the Carb. What the Carb is a house blend of every carb imaginable, and this is Palo Santo with bakery. So this, when I first melted this is a year and a half old. When I first melted this, I could get more of the bakery from it, but basically the last couple of melts from this has just been, these were little shapes in this bag, a dozen or so shapes in here. I melted half the bag and then I forgot about this. When I say forgot about it, I just put it in my storage, and I, rotate several times a year. I couldn't really pick out the What the Carb anymore. It was just basically creamy Palo Santo. So I like this blend. I would order What the Carb by itself so I could blend with it. I like that blend though. So I have 3 of Teddy Bees, and then this video will be a wrap. Teddy Bees is owned by Tiffany Smith from Phoenix, Texas. That's not right, Ashley. Houston, Texas. There we go. A lot of you have got your orders, and they're looking fantastic. Mine is slated to arrive on Tuesday. So I will be doing a video on Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. I promise. I'm going to get that one filmed because I can't wait. I love filming my Teddy Bees hauls. I'm going to do live sniffs on camera. I'm not going to open everything up. I'm just going to crack the box like I usually do and experience those first sniffs with you. I love Teddy Bees videos. This first one is a fantastic favorite. This is Cookies and Cashmere. Cookies and Cashmere. This is sugar cookies, sugar cookie dough, cashmere cream, and vanilla birch. You have to like cashmere to like this blend. This is somewhat similar to Snowflakes and Cashmere, which is a Bath & Body Works product, scent, I should say. I'm not sure if cashmere cream is actually Snowflakes and Cashmere. I don't know. It might be. But this smells ultra close to Snowflakes and Cashmere. But it's warm, it's sensual, it's rich vanilla, it's creamy. I've had 2 soufflés of this, and I really, really like this. It is sugar cookie creaminess and just Snowflakes and Cashmere. That's what I'm going to say it smells like to me, because it does. That's Cookies and Cashmere. The next is another sensual blend. This is Fuzzy Socks. Fuzzy Socks. This is Warm Woods, Cashmere Socks, and Marshmallow Fireside. This is a nighttime blend for the most part. in that it just is a comforting, cozy scent. It's really tough to describe it because I'm not exactly sure what cashmere socks is supposed to smell like, but it really just evokes coziness and cuddling under a blanket. It really does. And then it has marshmallow fireside, which when this was warming, I could get a little bit of that sweetness, not so much the smokiness, but you have a little bit of woods in there to tone this down, to really take it to an ultra comfort level. And this is fuzzy socks. Would I buy this again? I have other comforting blends from Tiffany I would buy over this again. Like this one is a little bit more comforting to me than this. But fuzzy socks, I love that I was able to experience it. And finally, my last scent to round out this long video, looking at my time, is Pink Moon. Pink Moon. This is pink sugar, sweet lavender, the smell of rain, crushed apple blossoms, and bruised flowers. This one lingered like the cranberries, baby. Lingered, lingered, lingered. This is good. It's floral. It does have floral in it because it has bruised flowers and apple blossoms and rain and lavender and all of that. It's not walk into a florist floral like fresh flowers, but it has the oils of flowers in it. And this, I loved it because it's something different. When I didn't really feel like earthy, I didn't feel like fruity, I didn't feel like bakery, I didn't feel like patchouli. This is something I grabbed when I didn't know what the hell I wanted to melt. So this, I like this. I would buy this again, actually. I wasn't sure at the beginning if I would really like it, but then once it got going and heated up and I realized how long it lingered, I like this one. I do. The pink sugar, it's just there for sweetness. I can't really necessarily get, because I can't really get the, if you smell pink sugar right out of the bottle, because, you know, it is a perfume. Pink sugar has been blended 1.5 million ways with everything, and I can't really get all of the true notes of the pink sugar in this. I can just get sweetness from it. And then the rest of it, I don't really even get lavender. I just get those beautiful, gentle, floral essences. So, whew! That's my video for my empties from the past 3 weeks, including Bath & Body Works products. So stay tuned in the next few weeks for another empties video. So I hope everyone has a beautiful Thanksgiving and have a safe week. Have fun, and I'll see you soon.